guys. It's nice being here with you today. I hope you guys are doing good. I've been missing you and thinking about you a lot. I'm going to read you a story. It's one of my favorites, Thunder Cake by Patricia Polacco. On sultry summer days at my grandma's farm in Michigan, the air gets damp and heavy. Storm clouds drift low over the fields. Birds fly close to the ground. The clouds glow from an instant with a sharp crackling light, and then a roaring, low tumbling sound of thunder makes the windows shudder in their panes. The sound used to scare me when I was little. I loved to go to Grandma's house, Babushka, I used to call her. But I feared Michigan's summer storms. I feared the sound of thunder more than anything. I always hid under the bed when the storm moved near the farmhouse. This is a story of how my grandma, my babushka, helped me overcome my fear of thunders. Grandma looked at the horizon, drew a deep breath, and said, "This is thunder cake baking weather, all right. Looks like storm's coming." There she is looking out in the distance for the storm. You can see the wind is blowing her dress, and I love that visual. "Child, you come out from under that bed. It's only thunder you're hearing," my grandma said. She's right in there, under her covers. The air was hot, heavy, and damp. A loud clap of thunder shook the house, rattled the windows, and made me grab her close. "Steady, child. Unless you let go of me, we won't be able to make a thunder cake today." "Thunder cake?" I asked, as I hugged her even closer. "Don't pay attention to that old thunder, except to see how close the storm is getting. When you see the lightning, start counting real slow. That number is how many miles away the storm is. Understand?" she asked. "We need to know how far away the storm is, so we have time to make the cake and get it into the oven before the storm comes, or it won't be real thunder cake." There she is, comforting her. Her eyes surveyed the black clouds way off in the distance. Then she walked to the kitchen. Her worn hands pulled a big, thick book from the shelf above the stove. "Let's find that recipe," she said, lovingly fingering the grease-stained pages. "Here it is, thunder cake." She carefully jotted it down on a piece of notepaper. "Now let's get all the ingredients we need." There she is, writing it down. We were by the barn door when a huge bolt of lightning flashed. I started counting like Grandma told me to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then the thunder roared. 10 miles. "It's 10 miles away," Grandma said as she looked at the sky. "About an hour away. You will have to hurry, child. Gather those eggs carefully." Eggs from mean old Nellie Peck hen. I was scared. I knew she would try to peck me. "I'm here. She won't hurt you. Just get the eggs," Grandma said softly. The lightning flashed again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I counted. 9 miles, Grandma reminded me. There she is, looking for the eggs while she was a little bit afraid of maybe that hen right there. Milk was next. Milk from old Kick Cow. As Grandma milked her, Kick Cow turned and looked mean right at me. I was scared. She looked so big. Zip went the lightning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I counted. Baroom! Went the thunder. 8 miles, Grandma croaked. Now we have to get chocolate and sugar and flour from the dry shelf. There she is, getting the milk. I was scared as we walked down the path from the farmhouse through tangleweed woods to the dry shed. Suddenly, the lightning slit the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I counted. Boom! Boom! Crashed the thunder. It scared me a lot, but I kept walking with Grandma. There they are walking down the hill. Another jagged edge of lightning flashed as I crept into the dry shed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I counted. Crackle, crackle, boom, kaboom! The thunder bellowed. It was dark, and I was scared. I'm here, child, Grandma said softly from the doorway. There she is. Hurry now. We haven't got much time. We've got everything but the secret ingredient. 3 overripe tomatoes and some strawberries, Grandma whispered as she squinted at the list. I climbed up high on the trellis. The ground looked a long way down. I was scared. I'm here, child. Her voice was steady. You won't fall. I reached 3 luscious tomatoes while she picked strawberries. Lightning again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I counted. Kabang! Boom, boom, boom. The thunder growled. There she is, as she's up there picking the tomato, the juicy tomatoes. She's up on the trellis. Look at the goats looking at her. I love that. We hurried back to the house and the warm kitchen, and we measured the ingredients. I poured them into the mixing bowl while Grandma mixed. I churned butter for the frosting and melted chocolate. Finally, we poured the batter into the cake pans and put them into the oven together. Lightning lit the kitchen. I only counted to 3, and the thunder rumbled and crashed. 3 miles away, Grandma said, and the cake is in the oven. We made it. We'll have a real thunder cake. This is when they were getting all the ingredients mixed and prepared. Here she's churning the butter, and here they are going to put the cakes in the oven. It looks like they're walking very carefully because those are some filled up tin pans. As we waited for the cake, Grandma looked out the window for a long time. Why, you aren't afraid of thunder, she said. You're too brave. She looked right at me as she said that. I'm not brave, Grandma. I was under the bed, remember? But you got out from under it, she answered. And you got eggs from mean old Nellie Peckhan. You got milk from old Kick Cow. And you went through Tangleweed Woods to the dry shed. You climbed the trellis in the barnyard. From where I said, only a very brave person could have done all of those things. She was being very reassuring. I like this little cat right here. Shows up in so many of the pages. I thought and thought as the storm rumbled closer. She was right. I was brave. Brave people can't be afraid of a sound, child, she said as we spread out the tablecloth and set the table. When we were done, we hurried into the kitchen to take the cake out of the oven. After the cake had cooled, we frosted it. Here they are, setting the table. You guys know how to set a table. Just then, the lightning flashed, and this time it lit the whole sky. Even before the last flash had faded, the thunder rolled, vroom, crash, and boom! Just above us, the storm was here. Perfect, Grandma said. Just perfect. She beamed as she added the last strawberry to the glistening chocolate frosting on top of our thunder cake. As rain poured down on our roof, Grandma cut a wedge for each of us. She poured us steaming cups of tea, and then when the thunder roared above us so hard it shook the windows and rattled the dishes in the cupboards, we just smiled and ate our thunder cake. From that time on, I never feared the voice of thunder again. And here is a recipe for the actual thunder cake. Now, of course, I couldn't read this book and not think about making myself some thunder cake because, I've never had thunder cake before. And so I said, let's give it a try. It was really peculiar, really interesting that thunder cake is made with tomatoes, and I never had cakes with tomato before. But here it is. We're about to try this out. And would you like some? I gotta talk to my trusty helper. I'll give him some. Anyways, I thought it would be a good idea to share the cake and the book with you guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a bite and see how delicious it is. You guys will have to try that for yourselves. It's unexpectedly delicious. I think I'll keep eating this. Have a good day.